welcome back to the Real Estate Huddle. Today we are on episode 81 and we're going to do a market update for the spring of 2025 because we haven't done one in a little while. And we are real estate agents. That is what we do. We love talking about neighborhoods. We love talking about all these insights to make your move smoother, you know, if you're moving to Colorado, moving to the Denver area. But what we dive into more than anything else is the numbers on the market. So, you know, we've got some interesting times right now. We've been in a market where you know, we're not saturated with inventory. We still have low inventory, but yet we haven't seen a ton of growth or quick movement in homes because of affordability. So that's the overall, you know, 1,000-foot view. But we've got some interesting things going on and dynamics to look at. But what are some of the things that stick out to you guys?
I think when you say like we're technically low on inventory, factually, yes, that's true. It doesn't feel like it though, because the buyer demand, I call it like the potential energy of buyer demand is there, but it's not quite kinetic yet. So we're just seeing all this inventory grow and not a ton of buyer activity yet. I think there's a few factors that go into there that we'll probably talk about in a bit, but that's something that I'm definitely noticing because we keep continuing this inventory increase up to like 9,000 even almost right now. And it's pretty consistent and we're not seeing a major drop yet.
Yeah. We're definitely seeing some things heat up though. We've had some multiple offers.
And rates are starting, they're trickling.
Yep.
It's on a slow drip right now.
I think
downward.
we're just in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get momentum.
The spring market trends are just budding. No
I've
pun intended.
They
I've
are.
stopped making predictions because
Yeah.
it's just making me look bad.
But we're seeing like homes that are winning the beauty contest, they're priced right, are still moving and moving with competition. Like buyers are coming out of the woodworks to buy those places. But if you're not winning the beauty contest and you're dated and you're still expecting 2021 money for a dated home, it ain't happening like it was in 2021 when we were in an inventory crisis back then.
As a seller, you can't expect, I feel like people are still on this COVID mentality of I can just put it on the market and it'll sell no problem.
Some are. Yeah.
That is
some are.
not the case. Some are, but those are the ones that the sellers have put the work in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can. Yeah, they can still get good money for it because they're winning that emotional appeal game.
The only homes that we've seen that have multiple offers on them are the ones that are priced well and they look good.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are the only ones.
Yeah.
Other than that, the other ones are just sitting.
Yeah.
And most of them are condos. Unfortunately right now.
Yeah.
Condos are not moving.
Condos, yep.
For sure.
So other than that, like I think I don't know, that's a pretty surface level snapshot.
Yeah, let's look at some basic
seeing,
numbers. So like over the last year, 5.7% annual appreciation. So that's a down market for us. I mean, that's crazy, right? Like we're complaining about 6% growth. Like that's a really good growth pattern.
It's more than healthy.
Any market.
Yeah.
For Denver, it's pretty average. And so we're still in a good spot. You know, it's not like we're seeing signs of a bubble or a market crash or anything like that. Like not even close. The other factor is we've got 9,000 homes on the market. 12,000 is what economists say is balanced for our population size here in Denver. So we're still under that by quite a bit. And that is climbing, you know, and it normally does during the springtime. Inventory goes up because more people want to list their home in the spring and make that move before the summer ends so that they can be situated before
Did you mention the average home price?
Yeah, we're around 780 right now. I didn't mention it before. So yeah, so about 780,000 homes are still staying on the market for about 42 days on average. Better neighborhoods are going quicker and homes that are more updated are going much quicker than that. We had one that sold on the first weekend when we put it on, and we've had a couple of those lately that have gone quick.
And they look nice and they're in nice areas. They've all been updated. The ones that aren't are the ones that kind of just sit.
Yep.
And don't get a whole lot of activity sometimes.
Yeah.
Totally. And condos for some reason are still just lagging. We're waiting for that segment of the market to pick up on that. And so that's one thing we'd love to see change this year is if our condos and townhomes would move a little quicker.
Yeah. It's hard though when they're priced where they're at. When you think a couple years ago when someone came to you and said, I'm looking at condos and townhomes, you were almost guaranteed to be below 300,000 for both of those. That is not the case anymore. There's townhomes that are up to that average price, 780. You can find really nice townhomes for really
and
for stupid pricing.
overall average price for active homes is about 480 right now. So you're at a pretty strong price point there, and the lowest that you can go, I mean, for a 1-bedroom, like 253 is pretty tough.
And you're
to
talking
do right
condos, townhomes, right?
Tiny
Specifically.
1-bedroom
Yeah,
condos.
yeah.
Yeah. And 2-bed, 2-bath type deal is right around 400,000 in most areas, around the Denver metro area. And townhouses are now closer to 425, 450 in most cases. So the prices are definitely hiking up, and that typically means payments of three grand a month plus for people buying a condo.
And
right
it's
now.
even worse on the renter side.
Plus an HOA on
Right.
top of that.
Yeah.
Which the new normal is like $400 a month.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
HOAs are out of control. We got to do something about it
are.
because it's
They are.
highway robbery is what it is.
It's been like the ones that are mismanaged are really bad. I've seen 4 different HOAs this year so far that have actually dropped their HOA dues because they got past the tough time with their insurance, and
Where
now
is
they're
that?
coming back. So we've got one. Our listing on Everett right now dropped from
Where-
like being in the mid
What
fives
subdivision would that be considered?
down to 408 or something right now. So it's Littleton. So
Littleton,
it's
okay.
just on the east side of Littleton by
Okay.
C470. So we're
Interesting.
seeing
That's great, though.
Some,
Just
the ones that have
being managed
integrity,
well, right?
Yeah, I mean they went through a tough time and now they're reducing.
Well, maybe
back.
other ones will follow.
We hope so.
'Cause I feel
I feel like more HOAs are corrupt than not, but that's just my perspective.
And I'm starting to get buyers that don't want HOAs
Mhm.
because of it. It's going to price them out.
And that's hard to find unless you go like Denver proper
I
or
know.
like some of these older towns. Most people have HOAs now, and HOAs like they serve a great purpose. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
as
people
long as they're
don't want them
managed
though.
well.
Well,
Yeah.
and what people should know is like we have buying demand. We have a lot of people that want to buy homes.
Yeah.
It's like over 75% of Gen Z's surveyed say that they want to own a home.
Mhm.
Millennials still want to own homes. It's just a matter of affordability because you've got in our first segment that we did a couple episodes ago, we talked about Central Park. But the average income in Central Park is $65,000 a year. And the average home value is $836,000. And so that doesn't add up. There's no math there that works, right? So I mean, double that. Say you have 2 people at 65,000, then you're
Mhm.
130,000 a year. You could barely pull that off.
Yeah.
So
Because
it's
you don't have kids.
I
yeah,
know.
it's all about affordability right now as far as that goes, and incomes are not meeting on in a wide scale. They are on a narrow scale, right? For higher income based individuals and families, but not on a wide scale. And so that's why you're seeing a little bit slow of activity. But still, being Denver, being how desirable it is and how people are still moving here, they want to be here. The weather, the mountains, all the great city life, sports teams, atmosphere, business culture, everything that's good about Denver, outdoors, is still driving that growth pattern. So it's pretty incredible.
So when it comes to spring 2025 tips and tricks for buyers and sellers respectively, let's start with buyers. What should buyers be looking at right now and anticipating for the spring market 2025?
Well, grasp the opportunity. You got 38% more homes on the market than you did 12 months ago. So like a lot more options available. And I'm seeing deals still happen. If you're willing to work a little bit and buy something that's a little bit tired cosmetically, you can make really good money on a turnaround with one of those properties.
Yeah.
I think if you own it, imagine you own it for a couple of years and the market continues to grow at 5 to 6% per year. That's like $60,000 worth of appreciation, and then you can add to that by doing some sweat equity in the house.
Yeah.
You can make $100,000 in 2 years on a home if you buy now. So there's some really good things. You just have to afford the payment on the way, right? So that's the biggest challenge for people right now. But I just think there's some great opportunity out there with 9,000 homes compared to like 5,500 last year that we had this time that we weren't seeing last year, and now we're seeing them. And sellers that are willing to pay concessions.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
They're being more competitive now.
60% of all homes that sold had sellers paid some concessions. So meaning sellers paying closing costs that are typically buyer closing costs for the buyer, so they can get the deal done or buy the rate down, or just save on cash at closing. So When you got that going on, I mean, that was never, ever happening. We lived through the pandemic, right? I mean, it was probably, I don't know what the number was, but it had to be less than 10% of homes transactions back then were actually, you saw sellers forking out cash to buyers. That just wasn't happening back then. So, I mean, sellers were trying to get out of deals because they knew the market had grown another 5% in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
So with sellers then, so what would the strategy be for sellers coming into the spring 2025 market?
Yeah, if you're a seller, it's never been more important to prep your home for sale properly. And
especially now.
Yes. And this is not a biased opinion, but talk to a professional. Like you can learn certain things from blogs and YouTube videos and different things like that. But the biggest value that I think we provide is a walkthrough for your home, answering specific questions to your home. And we do it complimentary too. I mean, that's a huge thing that we do to provide value, connect you with the right contractors, and give you tips that will help you double or triple the investment, that you put into your home, and help you make some money out of it. And if you're like, I'm not ready for that yet, I'm not going to sell for another couple of years, we'll do it now anyway, so you can enjoy it.
Ready.
Well, enjoy the upgrades for a couple of years. Like it kind of sucks to upgrade your home and then move.
I know.
Trends shouldn't change too much.
Live in it for a couple of years. Yeah.
But also price it well out the gate is super important right now.
Mm-hmm. That's huge. Yeah.
Understanding. So that's kind of for me, that's the difference between a good agent and a great agent is the ability to give you the information that will make you the most successful and not cowering down to what the sellers think they need.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say cowering down. Maybe there's a better word for that. But moving on, it's more of just when we give you a price point of what we think the house is going to sell.
Yeah.
It's because we've done the homework and we really researched it. And that's what we believe will be the most aggressive way to get hopefully a multiple offer situation.
Yeah.
And so we're like I said before, we're not in a market where like COVID, where you can just put your house on the market without doing anything to it. And you can price it basically at whatever you want. And you're going to get this flood of offers coming in. That's just not the case anymore.
Right.
You really have to put work into updating it and to pricing it aggressively so that you can get a couple, maybe, you're lucky right now to get a couple offers, 2 or 3 offers on a house.
Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah. You brought up a great point as far as like not just telling sellers what they want to hear. I think we have the mentality on our team where we'd rather disappoint someone on the spot with
creating the expectation. It's not so much disappointment. It's just creating the expectation, right?
Yep.
You may not like what you hear and you can go check with another one, but good luck selling it at a higher price.
Yeah. Well, because if you don't just accept the reality where it's at, then you go through torture for 6 months. It is not fun to show your house for 6 months. It's miserable. And with kids, with dogs, it's brain damage.
And 99% of the homes that you see that are still on the market after the average days on market, which is probably around 40 days right now.
Yep.
99% of those are either going to be priced way too high or they priced way too high off the bat. And they've slowly come down over those 40-day period or more.
Yeah.
And or they didn't put the updates they needed to in the home to make it look appealing to buyers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a totally different experience. When you prep your home right, price it right, it goes pretty quick in our market. And it may not be as quick as we all think because we are in a little bit more of a balanced market dealing with affordability issues, but it'll go a lot faster than average. That's for sure.
Just trust your professionals.
Yeah.
That for buyers, that goes with your agent and your lender. For sellers, that goes with your agent. Just keep an open mind and a listening ear, and it'll work out for you pretty well.
Yep, definitely. And 50% of homes that sold had one price reduction or more. So that's another great thing to look at.
How many?
Right? 50%.
50%.
So half of sellers, homeowners out there are overpricing their home. Is what that means.
That is a number to pay attention to. 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yep.
1 and 2.
So your chance of pricing your home high or is high, and so you got to really look into the comps, and you can't just say like, oh, let's just test the market. Let's just try it up here for a while because the days on market are killing you. You gotta make it happen, and make those adjustments, get to the equilibrium of value before the market says goodbye to urgency.
Right.
And then they start thinking about what's wrong with this place. What's the problem?
Yeah. Why isn't it selling?
They even make stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see that little crack above the door. It's got to be structural. Yeah. No.
What I heard recently from a colleague was they were getting 0 offers, kept doing the price decrease every couple weeks, and once it got down to where it should have been to start, I mean, it was 3 offers.
Yeah.
Like that day. I mean, as long as the price is right.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody will buy it. There's a buyer for every property.
The market will tell you. The
Yeah.
market will tell you really fast.
Yeah. You can only
Or you
test
should
out
be.
a price points for so long, right? Before it's tired and the market doesn't care anymore. And, I've got one in my neighborhood right now that's been at the same price, that's overpriced. And I knew it from the start, but it's been at the same price for about 4.5 months now.
Wow.
Haven't moved. Hasn't gone anywhere. It's
One
still
of
there.
those- That's one of those convenience sellers.
Yeah.
I'll sell it if
Yeah.
I can get the right price for it.
Yeah.
Totally.
It
Yeah.
just drives,
I don't have to.
realtor
And it's sitting vacant.
insane.
I'm like,
It's vacant.
they must just,
Oof, it's vacant.
yeah,
Dang.
they must sleep on a pillow of money
I guess.
Seriously.
because it's just burning up cash. But
Man.
it's crazy. But it's happening all the time, in our market for sellers that just don't get it. You gotta do those things right now, or else it costs you money in the long term. And it's all about your bottom line. I think anyone would agree. It's all about what that settlement statement says at the bottom of it, where it says money to seller. We try to make that money as big as possible for our sellers. And, and sometimes that means pricing it lower than you think you should. That'll get you a better bottom line number.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means spending a little money, right? Spending $5,000-$10,000 to make 30 in the long run. That is part of the deal. So
I heard something recently. Someone listed a property below what the market was telling, and he did it on purpose and got a bidding war because that's a strategy. But I don't know.
So in a market like this, my opinion on that is it's a risk. It's a risk you flirt with. But it
paid
can
off
it
for
can
this person.
it can pay off
Yeah.
really well, and you really have to know your area. You really have to know the market stats in that area, and your sellers really have to be on board
I
because
know.
they could leave a lot of money on the table if it goes
It's
south.
risky for sure.
Takes
I
a
mean,
lot
paid
of
off
faith.
for this broker, but
It's a brassy move, but in some cases it can pay off really well.
Yep.
But
Definitely. Yeah. I think, the outlook going forward in the market is gradual growth. We're just still seeing that. I mean, as a country, we're expecting, 2 to 4% per year on average moving forward. That's what most economists are saying right now. And in Denver, that equates to typically 4 to 7% per year is our normal gradual growth numbers. So that's usually what we see. And you'll probably say like, hey, if incomes aren't rising at that rate, then how is that going to continue to happen? And we have flat years in Denver. Our recessions tend to be 1 to 2% gains.
yeah,
That's a recession in Denver. But it's so rare that we lose value. The Great Recession and the Great Depression, that's pretty much it as far as like times of like a period of time where we've lost value year over year.
So you bring up a good transition here, because when we're talking about economic influences, right? So specifically like the Denver mortgage rates. So when we are looking for, like when we're going into the spring market for 2025, what are those economic factors that are going to benefit buyers right now?
I think,
Or I guess projection wise too, right? Because we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't have a crystal ball, but
yeah.
if this happens or if this happens, what can we expect? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you got a big women's professional soccer stadium being built right now called the Santa Fe Yards. That's right off Broadway and I-25. So that's going to create, more revenue for the area, more attraction to the area. It's almost 15,000 people.
is that going to start this year? Or they already started it?
Yeah, yeah. It's all according to Axiom. It's all underway. So I mean, that's Dick's Sporting Goods is 18,000. This is 14,500 seats in the place, and it's the first of its kind. It's never been done before for a women's sport to have an arena that's dedicated to just the women.
That's
Usually
cool.
women share an arena with a men's sport. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty groundbreaking.
big.
It'll be a big
Yeah.
one, especially for I'm sure they'll have, high school state tournaments and
Yeah, they'll have
yeah.
big club tournaments there and stuff
Yeah.
like that, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks like an
For all-
amazing stadium too.
I know.
I wonder if the
European.
the flag football is going to be
Yeah.
Oh, could be.
played there.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Ultimate Frisbee leagues.
Yeah.
What about what's going to happen? What do you think would happen if we see like a pretty big decrease in mortgage rates?
Yeah. Well, the thing that if rates go down, I think we'll have a frenzy of activity. We really will. I think it's going to be very competitive, and I think it will drive pricing up even more.
Yeah.
So
appreciation is going to look really good with that one.
Yeah. So the biggest question is, why would you wait? If you're worried about the payment, if rates go down but prices go up, payment's going to stay about the same. So it really doesn't make that much sense. I would try to find ways to save down payment, try to find ways to increase income. And I know it's harder done than said, but that's really what I would do. I wouldn't be waiting for external factors to happen for things to come back to you, because it's just, if you live in Denver, it's probably not going to happen, and in most areas.
Which means on the opposite side, if rates go up, right, you should probably get in now.
Yeah.
If you can get in at a lower rate and rates go up, you just saved yourself a ton of money.
Absolutely. And buying a smaller property might make more sense. Pooling together with a couple other people might make sense.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing more of that right now, with like parents and kids buying together, a few friends buying together, girlfriend, boyfriend buying together. Obviously, there's always been like couple spouses that have done that for years, but we're seeing more like creative, outside of the box ways to purchase, and just basically profit share on these homes to get in, and that's becoming more necessary because of affordability for a lot of people. So,
yeah, I can see. I think the best thing for buyers right now is just to get in. Like, start talking to your lenders right now, start talking to your real estate professionals, and get the process started, because with what could happen, either or, getting in now is literally, I don't know if it's ever been a better time to get in now.
Right.
I know we say that a lot, like that's kind of something that just flows out of the mouth of a realtor all the time, but when looking at the numbers and looking at the projections on either side, both extremes, we're kind of caught right in the middle. We're in like a real pickle.
Well, and when we talked about what a recession looks like in Denver, it's 1 to 3% of gains. We had that 2 years in a row, guys. 2022 and 2023 were both that. Our numbers the last 12 months are 5.7% growth. So you can tell we're coming out of a recession. And the last time we did this, we came out of a recession with a boom.
It was hot.
The only thing stopping us from doing that right now, because of where volume has been, is affordability. That is it. And as soon as interest rates come down, you're going to see a lot of activity.
And with either, I mean, like you said, affordability is not going to go the opposite direction in most cases. It's going to continue to appreciate, and that affordability is going to continue to grow, whether it's at 1-2% or 6 to 11%. We don't really know until it happens, and then you're in even more of a pickle. You're going to be renting forever.
And granted, a little pandemic induced, right? But we saw 15 and 18% appreciation.
Pandemic induced for sure
in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
So we've seen some huge gains, but we've seen gains from 2013 to 2017. We had double-digit growth every year during those times. It's because the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
Obviously,
And now we have Bo Nix, so it could happen again. But last but not least, rent values and what's trending there. So like, we've actually had a bit of a drop in rent values, about a 6.7% decrease. It's one of the largest decreases in rent values in the country for a metro area. And so that's because there's no other option for buyers, right? Like for affordability. And so landlords are feeling the hit a little bit as far as that goes. And that's only on average $100 a month, something like that. But they're feeling that hit. The average rent amount was $1,773 last year, and so that's down, from last year quite a bit. And
that's odd.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's interesting, but again, it depends on what type of property you own. There's still people paying luxury leases for $7,000 a month, but it's more so those are deflating a little bit. And so you just have to make sure, if you're buying an investment, a long-term hold rental, that you've got some cushion there. You've got a little padding where you could survive the storm a little bit as we get through the affordability crisis.
And if you are renting, stop renting and just buy a house.
Yeah.
Throwing your money away.
Yeah.
Paying 100% interest.
Yeah. But hopefully this has been a good discussion as far as, our market here in the spring of 2025 in the Denver metro area. And we are on the south side of the Denver metro area. We work with people all over by referral, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have personally. So our invitation to you is to consult with a professional. We'd love for you to talk to us if Denver's what you're looking at from a buying standpoint, or if you live in Denver and you're looking to sell a home in Denver or the surrounding areas. We'd love to chat with you about that too, and just help you set that up right so that you can have a great experience. And so hopefully you had a good time listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.